Sarah Wyngaard, U.S. immigration attorney from 3A Immigration. All right, as many of you already know, at 3A Immigration, we have really strong worker support programs so that our clients are able to get those super high retention rates that we're always bragging about. Okay, at this point, I need to highlight Aracely Hernandez, or Chelly. She is our main point person for worker support. So, Chelly begins her work with our recruits initially from when they first apply to our company, and then she's going to stay in contact with them at least through the first 6 months on the job. Now, Chelly is a Mexican woman who has also lived in the U.S., in Wisconsin no less, and she has over 15 years of experience as a cultural liaison, specifically for international companies who want to hire workers from Mexico. Okay, so today I'm going to highlight some of our services that result in those incredibly high retention rates that I previously mentioned. All right, first up, very clear job requirements and duties are going to be provided to each worker. Every worker we send is fully versed on the job requirements. They are extensively discussed with our recruits from day one. But then what we do is we have Chelly follow up with conversations with the workers about what their actual workday will entail. They're also going to talk about housing and transportation, and they're also going to talk about fitting into a new company and the lifestyle in the United States as well. So, I should mention, some of our clients even go as far as sending videos of an actual workday, which I think is really helpful to show the recruits as well so they know what's expected of them. All right, number 2, we offer free language classes to many of our recruits. So all of our nursing recruits do participate in free English classes to make sure that they can do their job safely and efficiently as well. And for the engineers and scientific technicians, the engineers, pretty much everyone who applies for engineering jobs are going to be already fluent in English. But if we come across really an exceptional engineer and their English isn't quite up to our standards, we're going to then put them into an intensive language program and reevaluate after 3 months, after 6 months, and see if they don't qualify at that point. All right, number 3, interview practice for TN workers. So, Mexican workers usually need to attend a consulate appointment to get their TN visa. Now, sometimes you can have the most qualified worker, but they might just get a little nervous when interviewing. I mean, personally, I end up at consulates all the time, like in conferences and interviews, and I even think that they're intimidating. So what a worker must experience is more so. So if a worker seems a little nervous, a consular officer might just deny an application because they just suspect the person isn't telling the truth, but really someone is just nervous and they're fidgeting a little bit. So to help with that, we set up practice interviews, multiple practice interviews. We tell the worker what door to enter at the consulate, where the elevator is going to be, what the likely questions will be, and what the best responses are to those questions. Basically what we do is we get the workers accustomed to the process so they can just walk into that interview with confidence and get that visa approved really quickly. All right, on to number 4. We do provide cultural support. So TN workers are either from Canada or Mexico. In order to qualify for a TN, they've got to be nationals of those countries. Now, the truth is that both Mexicans and Canadians are pretty darn familiar with the United States. And becoming part of our American melting pot, it happens pretty quickly. But that being said, some additional support does go a long way. So, for example, if a worker needs a little support to find an apartment or maybe get a car loan in the United States, they go to Chelly and her team. Another really common issue is understanding a U.S. paycheck. Personally, I do remember when I was 15 and I received my first paycheck, I was not too impressed with FICA, and I didn't really understand why they needed so much of my paycheck. So this would be a kind of another situation where Aracely and her team would help out and help the worker understand the paperwork. Okay, so as you can see at 3A Immigration, we really do place great importance on helping our clients to welcome their new TN workers into the United States and into their company as well. Obviously, it's in the best interest as a business, and it's really one of the reasons that our retention rates for non-immigrant visas are just so high. But it's also just the right thing to do. Personally, I lived and worked as an immigration attorney in Mexico for over 12 years, I guess. I contributed to Mexico by paying taxes and being involved with the community. But the truth is that I will never be able to pay back all that I gained from Mexico and from Mexican people. So personally, I kind of consider it my obligation to make sure that we are giving our Mexican recruits every chance to succeed in the United States on a TN visa. So on behalf of our company, thank you for your business. Thank you for watching. We will at 3A Immigration do everything we can to help you and your new TN recruits to work and thrive in your company. So give us a call when you're ready to begin or continue your TN visa journey.